As the most trusted and reliable supercomputer ranking system, how does Top 500 collect and process data? And in what ways have you been improving the system?
We collect the data, as you say, and put it into one place. That's been done for many years, since 1993. So it's been done, for some very large number of years. For 56 editions, it comes out 2 times a year. So that's a very long time scale that we've been doing this. 20, 27, 28 years now. We've been collecting this data, and we're going to carry this forward. The top 500 is based on one benchmark, and that's the LINPACK benchmark. There's very tight rules for the LINPACK benchmark. So the LINPACK benchmark says that you have to run a certain algorithm, you have to get a certain accuracy in the computation. We're gonna set up the experiment that you have to run very precisely. That's been done over the past 56 editions. We've collected a lot of data. It's very consistent, but it's only one data point. So whenever you evaluate a computer, you want to have more than one data point. So we should have many benchmarks. And there's a large number of benchmarks that have been designed. Some of those have been successful in the sense that they've been continued for a few years, and there'll be many more to come in the future, I'm sure.
Can you talk about the HPCG benchmark? Why didn't Chinese supercomputers make it into top 10 with this benchmark?
HPCG is intended to highlight a real world kind of computation. So you have to understand that when we started doing the benchmarking back in 1993, the most important thing was floating point computations. Arithmetic was very expensive. And the top 500 highlights arithmetic. In fact, it highlights the use of matrix multiply. So if you could do matrix multiply well, you'll do well on the top 500 benchmark. Today, most computers do very good at matrix multiply. That wasn't true many years ago, but today it's true. However, matrix multiply is not what real scientific computing applications do. And many of the scientific computations want to model three-dimensional partial differential equations. And a three-dimensional partial differential equation gives rise to a sparse matrix, where matrix multiply is not used. So HPCG is a benchmark which is very similar to what's done in modeling large-scale three-dimensional partial differential equations. So HPCG is showing you what the performance is if you do that kind of computation, as opposed to the top 500, which does matrix multiply. So HPCG is more real world in the sense that it models a real application, or what a real application is based on. And it shows that many of the computers, almost all the computers, get very, very little of the peak performance. So by very little, I mean the most that they get is about 3% of the theoretical peak performance. And with the top 500, we see computers getting about 75, 80% of the theoretical peak performance. I view that as unrealistic for applications, where HPCG is more realistic in terms of what you can expect from a computer, a supercomputer, doing real world applications. So today, maybe HPCG is a better benchmark. Where top 500 was good 20 some years ago, HPCG is better today.
In your latest publication, China topped the system share but was slightly behind US and Japan in terms of performance share. How should we interpret this result?
There's something that's called the system share, and then also the performance share. So today, China has, I think it's 42% of the system share. So 42% of the top 500 systems are from China, is the way to view that. That's a very impressive number. You have to realize that back in 2001, China had 0 supercomputers, 0. No supercomputers in China. And today, they are dominant in terms of the number of systems that are there. So a very impressive display of that.